Well, hey, I wanted to do something totally unrelated, and that's what this is. It's called. It's totally unrelated. And so I want to respond to a tweet and a video from a Christian rapper slash YouTuber out of his own bio on Twitter, Mitch Durrell. Really cool guy. I highly suggest you give him a follow. But he tweeted out, fill in the blank, CHH is blank. And so there's a lot of people who've been tweeting at him and things like that about the positive, the negative of what CHH is. And I love CHH. I love Christian hip hop. And so my reply was, the worst for trying to find new artists. If you're not on the Gatekeepers tracks, just call it a day. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. I highly recommend going to it. But I want to do a response to it because I think, first off, Mitch, I think you have something here where you can go into a whole new video. So some content creation. So here you go. It's cool for you, but you don't have to do that. I'm just a nobody. But he played this video, or he did this video, and I watched it and I loved it. And so I wanted to play a little bit of it, and I think this is where it's at. And so the idea I want to propose for you is CHH could be fill in the blank and what that is. So let me give you what I was thinking about earlier today, and then what you kind of said in your video. So let's play this.
Fire. Someone said still ignoring women, which I didn't get into expound upon exactly what he meant. He just said that that's what a lot of women in the space have been saying. I don't know if he means musically. I don't know if he means their concerns. That being said, I think we're trying to do better in that regard as a whole. I've seen a lot more. This year I probably learned about more new female or women artists than I have in previous years. But I'm sure we can always do better in that regard. So yeah, want to get the women more involved. Of course, I definitely want to see more women rapping. I saw this a couple times. It's a mentality and a culture, not a genre, which I like that because it gives it more of it's like a culture, a subculture to hip hop, Christian hip hop, instead of just a genre, like a type of music. It's like a whole genre, a whole world.
And I think you're getting to something there. So when I say CHH, it could be. I think there's definitely a need. Like if you think of Christian movies, like a lot of Christian movies are just whack. Like they're awful, they're terrible, whatever. But when it comes to this, of what CHH could be, I think we box CHH in when we think of it as just rap. And so we want to break more into of what CHH could be. And I remember seeing like a video, a documentary like way back, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. It might have been on VH1 or something like that. But it was talking about what is hip hop. And so this is from Wikipedia. Hip hop is a culture and art movement that was created by African Americans, Latino Americans, Caribbean Americans in the Bronx, New York City. Hip hop culture is characterized by 4 key elements: rapping, DJing, turntablism, breakdancing, and graffiti. Other elements include historical knowledge of the movement, beatboxing, street entrepreneurship, hip hop language, and hip hop fashion. Some of these are argued to be the 5th element. So when I say CHH could be, this is looking beyond what. This is looking beyond just the rap aspect. When I think of what CHH could be and things that, we hear CHH, we think just rap. And so if you look into more of what else is in that Christian hip hop space, like I think of the apparel. I think of things like Grateful Apparel. I think of things like what KB is doing with HGA and that clothing line. Like, you can't tell me that that's not Christian hip hop. Like, you can't tell me that's not CHH. You're not going to look at a space like CBGB and say, you're not punk rock. Like, CBGB is punk rock. Like, that's the venue. When you think of disco, you think like Studio 54. When you think of, who knows what else? When you think of like cultures and part of that, and if CHH is a culture, there's more to it than just the rapping, but there's the streetwear, there's the street entrepreneurship, as Wikipedia says. I think of the ministry Streetlights. I think they're based out of Chicago, where they take the elements of hip hop and instrumentals and read scripture over that. So I would love to see you do a thread. You have a bigger reach than I do, Mitch, but could you do a thread of CHH could be. And I think that might be interesting. But definitely give him a follow on Twitter. Give him a follow on YouTube. Subscribe to his channel, stuff like that. Go check out some more stuff. And if you're here seeing this, if you like the video, hey, leave a like and subscribe here. We do a Bible study on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 7 a.m. We do a live stream. So there you go.